Okay, so now that I have my triangle design and you have okayed it with me, really important. I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit Control A to select all, and I'm going to hit Divide under Pathfinder. Again, you find Pathfinder by going to Windows and then down to Pathfinder. That's just making sure that each and every one of these shapes is a shape by itself. Okay? And one of the things just to note, so if I go over to my layers, or if you hit F7, it'll bring up your layers. I can go down into this shape and see how it shows all of my shapes here. That's every single last shape that was created. And there are a lot of them. Sometimes it does duplicate them by mistake. But anyway, so that shows you what shapes, if you wanted to like specifically choose a shape. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to click to the side, and then I'm going to use my selection tool. I'm going to start out with a big shape, and I'm going to double click on it until a red line comes up. That means that it's in isolation mode, and I can only alter that shape. You're going to be making one piece of 12 pieces of the pie. This one is going to be done in only two colors, only reds and only greens. That does include things like pink, dark red, light green, dark green, okay, but only greens and reds. Okay, so I'm here. And again, I have my my border red just so that you guys can see it. Okay. So I went in with straight red here, but I don't want something boring, and you don't either. So I am going to make it by clicking the middle button here, a gradient. Then I'm going to go over to my gradient. I'm going to click on the little circle, go down to options, and I'm going to go to RGB. And remember I said this was going to be red, so, and I got to flip that back, there we go. So I'm going to make that red. Each time I use the slider, I have to go through and change, I have to go through and change the, from a black and white to color. And I'm going to use a dark red this time. And let's flip that. Come on. Okay. I ended up with that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not, amazingly happy with that, but we'll keep it. And I'm gonna have that go from the center. Flip these. It's really not changing it very much. All right, well, anyways, I'm gonna leave it like that for right now. Then I'm going to double click again, the red line disappears, and it comes back into the normal mode. Now I'm going to go in and let's click here. I'm going to keep on clicking until it enters isolation mode. Now this one, I want this one to be green. And so green. I keep on switching my stroke for my fill, which is why I'm ending up with the stroke turning green, but I can just flip those. Now I have green. There we go. And I want it more of a variation, so I'm going to go in and try to get a light green. One light green, and then I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to go down to dark green. And it really still didn't show a lot of difference. Not happy with that. So let's play with this. I got a little difference, but not as much as I'd like. Let's go back to here. All right, I'm going to leave it. There is some variation, just not as much as I'd like. Remember that I can also go back to a shape. I'm going to double click on that shape. And I'm going to change the stroke on this shape. So we go to here, and the stroke right now is this color. To simplify, I'm going to just make that stroke color black now. There we go. I certainly could make it color, but black is fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through each and every shape. Double click on it until the red line comes up. And then you're going to go in, and each shape needs to be either red or green. I'm just going to do one more here, and then I'm going to show you one of our other options. So this one, as far away as it is, I guess I'm going to go with a red. Keeps on slipping back to the stroke. I want to make sure that I'm on the fill. And I have to go up here to make sure it's on the fill. There we go. Red. And let's go for really light red. That's okay, I can live with that. Let's go and try that. No, didn't make any difference. It's because it's so large, it doesn't make any difference. There we go. And I'm going to pull the slider right about there. That appears to be the best way to go. And oh, didn't want to do that. All right, and then again back to my selection tool, double click. We're going to end up with this. Okay. So only red and green. And again, let me just open. If I can find it. Let's go back to here. A final version, before we do more edits, might look more like this. Okay, so please try to start that. Don't forget to save.